Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Saajid. It's a new year, it's a new decade. That feels so weird to say, mostly because I'm pre-filming this on the 30th of December, so it's not really a new year or a new decade yet, but y'all don't need to know that. Anyways, I just wanted to wish everybody a happy new year and a happy new decade. I hope the new years that come with the 20s bring you nothing but happiness and joy and prosperity and growth and healing and liberation and decolonial feminist praxis. Everything that y'all need, I hope y'all get it. Y'all know what I need to get though? I need to get my life. Particularly, I need to get my life in order. And that's why I'm doing a TBR video. I figured that maybe I should probably try doing TBR videos to organize my reading a little bit more and see if I could commit to them. Obviously, if this doesn't work, I will scrap them and you'll see no more TBR videos on my channel. And to spice things up, I actually got a TBR jar, which I stole from my mother's cupboard. It says tea on it because I presume you're supposed to put tea in it. And I have purple papers, purple little thingies with adult books on them. And then the young adult books are on little blue thingies, pieces of paper. So I will be picking out an adult book and a young adult book in each TBR that I do throughout the year for each month. But before I get to those two, I have 5 more books that I would like to talk about that I would ideally like to read this month. And I have a couple books for school that I should read this month as well, but we ain't gonna get into that. So the first 3 books that I have to read this month are actually ARCs. I have been stepping my pussy game up when it comes to requesting ARCs, particularly books by and about Muslims, because y'all know that that's my brand at this point. So the first book that I have here is Mad, Bad and Dangerous to Know by Samira Ahmed. This is a book about a girl named Khayyam who is Muslim American. She's visiting Paris for the summer, and while she's there, she's doing research on a painting, and she's particularly interested in a painting that has a woman in it, and she doesn't know who this woman is, and she wants to do some research on this woman's background and find out who she is. What's interesting about this book is that we also get the perspective of this woman. Peppered in between each of Khayyam's chapters are small 2-page, very ominous, very mysterious, very vignette style chapters from the perspective of Layla, the woman who Khayyam is trying to do research on. So it's a very interesting book about connecting the past to the present, but more so it's a story about uplifting women, particularly women of color, and understanding how their stories have been erased throughout history and how their stories have been repressed and how their likeness have been reduced to nothing but their relationship to men. So it's a very interesting book in that regard. I'm about halfway through, so hopefully I should finish it sometime soon and give y'all a review of it. Next up, I have Once Upon an Eid, edited by S.K. Ali and Aisha Saeed. This is a collection of short stories all about Muslim kids on Eid, and it's adorable. In a world where Christmas is literally shoved in everybody's faces throughout the West, it's fantastic to have a collection that spotlights Eid and the joy of Eid and the happiness surrounding Eid. I love that it's a book that doesn't focus on too much like oppression and Islamophobia and stuff like that. I'm about halfway through this one as well. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm very excited for it, particularly to get into the hands of kids. So yeah, very excited for this one. If you're curious, this comes out in April and this one comes out in May. So if you want to pre-order them, I will leave you links for you to do that down below. The next arc I haven't gotten as yet, it's still on the way, and that is The Henna Wars by Adiba Jaigadar. Now I talked about this already in my most anticipated releases of 2020. If you watched that video, you would know that this is probably my most anticipated release for the year. It's another book about a queer Muslim, and you know, that's all you needed to tell me. Particularly, it's set in Ireland. It follows Nishat, and she is struggling with wanting to come out to her parents. She's also starting a henna business in school for the school project that they have going on, but much to her dismay, this other girl named Flavia decides to start a henna business, and not only is this competition, but she also feels like it is somewhat cultural appropriation on Flavia's part. And on top of all of that, they both have a crush on each other, so I feel like this is going to be like a enemies to lover type, hate to love type situation. I don't know, but y'all know what I mean. And it's a FF romance where one of the characters is a Muslim, and it's set in Ireland. Like, you know, I'm ready for this. I'm very excited for this to come to me. So the next 2 books that I want to read, I also don't have because they're still in the mail. I just ordered them. The first one is Light at the Bottom of the World by London Shah. This is a sci-fi novel. I want to get more into sci-fi this year, and I figure this is a good place to start because it's a book with a Muslim main protagonist. Like, Muslims in sci-fi, like that sounds so cool. So I'm really excited to read this book for that reason. Although I don't think it focuses too much on Islam or whatever. Main protagonist, I believe, decides to enter this submarine race because she lives in London, but the year is 2099, and at this point, global warming did her thing, and London is now underwater, and everybody lives under this big dome that is shielding London. So every year I think they have this like submarine race type situation, and our main protagonist wants to be in the race, but it's about a lot more than that. I'm sure she's going to discover some sort of corruption, and things are going to go the way that they usually go in like YA dystopian sci-fi novels or whatever. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It sounds fantastic. The next book that's coming in the mail with that one is Brother by David Chariandi, and I have to be honest and say I don't know what the hell this book is about. All I know is that it follows a Trinidadian Canadian main protagonist. It's set in Toronto, I believe, and it focuses on him with dealing with like injustice or something like that. I'm not sure. I know he has a brother, and I know it has something to do with music. We are reading this for Bashman Book Club, which is a Caribbean-based book club that I host with my friends Paige and Linnell. We will most likely be having our live show for it at the beginning of February, so if you want to get your hands on a copy and read it with us and join us for the live show, definitely do that. It's very short. I think it's no more than 100 and something pages, so looking forward to this one as well. And yeah, that brings us to the TBR jar, the most exciting part of this video. Let us see what we get. Okay, so that's our adult novel. Let's try that again. Okay, and that's our young adult novel. Okay, cool, alright. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so I'm opening the young adult novel first. Let's see what we get. Oh, okay. I guess I'm reading a lot of Muslim fiction this month, because the book that I got is Muslim Girl by Zakia. All I know about this one is that it follows Inaya, a black American girl who at the age of 9 converted to Islam with her family, and then they moved to Saudi Arabia for a number of years, and then moved back to the States when she's around 16 years old, and that's where the story picks up from. And it's a story about faith and identity, because she comes back wearing hijab, but she's not sure if that's something that she wants to do at school, because she wants to fit in, she wants this boy to like her, and it's about her sort of, I guess, negotiating her faith and what it means to her, and the hijab, and all that kind of stuff. Sounds very interesting. It is also a very short book, so hopefully I get through this one this month as well. Let's see what the adult novel is. Okay, that is a lot more difficult than I expected it to be. Ooh, okay, wow, another book about Muslims. Ya Allah, is this a sign? I kind of wanted it to be this book though, so I'm really excited about that. That is Salt Houses by Hala Alian. This is an adult novel. Wow, you know, I can speak English. It's an adult novel about a Palestinian family. It's a multi-generational story, and I believe the matriarch of the family, Aliyah, ends up getting displaced from Nablus after the Six-Day War in 1967, and she ends up moving to, is it Kuwait City? Yeah, Kuwait City. She ends up moving there, having her kids there, and then from there her kids sort of spread across the world, and they all end up having their own kids. So it's a multi-generational family saga about a Palestinian family exploring, I guess, like displacement and migration and all that kind of stuff. Sounds up my alley, because y'all know I love multi-generational stories, y'all know I love family sagas, so I feel like this is definitely one that I'm particularly going to enjoy. So yeah, I think I have a good TBR this month. I'm very excited to read all of the books that I'll be reading this month, y'all. It is going to be a fantastic beginning of the year for me. In the comments, I would love to know if you've read any of these books as well, and if you have any thoughts on them. All of that being said, thank you all ever so much for watching this video. I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. I hope you have a lovely, lovely 2020. And until next time, inshallah, keep reading.